everyone. My name is Christiana Williams, and I am here today with Kaleigh. And today we're going to be talking about mental health and everything that's going on in the world. And Kaleigh, I saw her TikTok firstly, and her TikToks were really inspirational. She always talks about, bouncing back or like going through something that's hard in your life, and she just never gives up. She's also a model and she's an influencer, and I found that so inspirational, so I'm so happy to talk with her today. And I'm from Teenage Mental Love, and I basically started the site because I realized that so many people were going through so many things, whether it was a breakup or friendships were not coming together, and they were just feeling alone, and I really wanted people to feel that they have someone. So so we're gonna jump right into the interview, and I'm going to link all of her social media down below, and I really hope you enjoy this and have a great day. Yes, firstly I wanted to ask you, how are you doing mentally right now?
So right now I'm really at a lot better place than I was, because I was in a very toxic environment with school, but now that I've left and I do online now, it's really just bounced back from what I was.
I hear you, of course, and I feel like a lot of people, they take this as, at first, like all of us maybe were taking it as like, oh, we get a little break from school, and then as time went on and we noticed how long this was going to be, a lot of people started to miss school. But I'm so happy like you saw it as a way of like, wow, now you get a little break, because I know that it can be extremely stressful, especially with school, and then keeping up with your I don't know how to say it, like your sleeping schedule and everything going on. And I'm so happy for you that you're feeling so much better during this time. And I wanted to say, when it comes to school, did that affect your mental health when it came to like grades and such, or maybe like friendships? Or
Yes. See, I never really had mental health problems until certain things in my life happened, like my parents got divorced and social media happened, and I started getting kind of bullied at school. So I would constantly have anxiety attacks or panic attacks in the bathroom, and I would miss multiple classes because of that. And then my grades started dropping because I just had no motivation, because with depression, anxiety, it weighs on your physical health, not just your mental health. It makes you not feel like you want to get up in the morning. It makes you feel like just you're not wanting to do anything. And honestly, it ruined me. School did ruin me. It was hard.
Oh, I completely understand, and I saw on your Instagram that you posted like a Scantron sheet, and it said do not let this define you. And I thought that was amazing, because honestly, I feel like grades, from SATs, ACTs, all the stress that every single teenager has to go through, it gets really, really overwhelming. And I'm so sorry that you even had to go through that. And I feel like a lot of people, they don't realize, especially some, I don't know, maybe some teachers or something, they don't notice how the school system has such an effect on students. And then to tie in, like you said, when it comes to friends, and then mental health, anxiety, depression, and I'm, again, really sorry you had to go through that. And I wanted to ask you, what was your life like growing up? And did any event ever make you realize that your mental health was really important?
So I had a very good childhood, which I'm very thankful for, until about around middle school and high school. I developed a little bit of anxiety, and it made me I don't know, it wasn't bad. And then I had an ex-boyfriend mess with me, he cheated on me. It just really messed with my mental health while my parents were also going through a divorce, so I felt like I was losing everybody. And then, what's it called? And then I lost all my friends during that time. So it wasn't really a childhood thing. It's just more of as I'm getting older, this is developing, and I'm going to have to learn how to cope with it.
Wow. Yes, I completely understand. And wow. And that's great that you said that I'm going to learn how to cope with this. And I know that really can affect someone mentally. And I'm, again, so sorry about that. And when growing up, was there any outlet that you had? I know you're in modeling right now, but did you have any outlet to release any stress or anything that you're going through?
I I used to play softball and I used to run track. And so I really just used that as a way to express myself. And then I got an injury in softball, and I messed up my shoulder, and it kind of like took that outlet away from me. And then I actually got really sick and my spleen enlarged, so I can't run track anymore.
Wow.
And so it kind of was like, wow, everyone's taking everything away from me. Like, what am I going to do? And then I found an outlet with my friends, and I've had lots of friends throughout the years come and go. They're all a part of my journey, and they just really realized how much I was in a dark place. And they were like, hey, you need to do something about this. And that's when I really realized that, hey, I kind of need to watch what's going on in my brain.
Yeah, of course. I completely understand. Wow. And that's, again, so inspirational that you're still going. You don't let those things stop you ever. And that's so wonderful. And also, when I like going through, especially like you said, you're in modeling, when going through modeling, do you ever feel like there's a time where things are too overwhelming? I know that body, like people talk about body or the perfect body. Does that ever feel overwhelming to you?
Yes, it is actually very overwhelming. I've wanted to model since I was at a very young age. And I've always been told, you're so skinny, you have the perfect body, this and that. But then I go to school and I see on social media, oh, the expectation is for you to have curves and you to be perfect and you to be tall to model. And really, so the people that I'm working with, Farhan, he wants to bring like diversity of everything, big girls, little girls, short girls, tall girls, everything, any color and anything. And honestly, that's why I really, really love working with them, is because personally I had all of those doubts and he's just completely flipped them around for me.
Wow.
And
yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And I know you have a photo shoot coming up on August 28th, I believe. So I hope that, I hope that really is amazing, and I will definitely be watching. And I'm so happy that you like look at it in that perspective, because I noticed that growing up, like modeling was always a certain height, a certain weight, a certain body type. And I really love that people are changing the look, and that's amazing. And also, I wanted to talk about your post that you made where you said, we talked about body shaming and how like people were always coming for you on your body and how that really affected you. And I wanted to ask you if you could give it a little bit more about that and like your experience with that and how you fought past that.
Yes. So I have always been a small person, and we've always just thought, oh, it's genetics, because my mom was small whenever she was younger. It's just fast metabolism. And then I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and it really it pushes extra hormones in my body, so it makes my metabolism go even faster. And so, therefore, I am very skinny. Like, in school, people would say, oh, do you eat? And then I started getting big on social media, and they'd say, oh, do you eat? Why are you so small? I don't understand. Like, are you anorexic? And I'm like, no, I'm not. But if you said that to someone who was, you don't know what kind of damage you would do.
Yeah.
So I've always fought against it. I hate when people shame people bigger. I hate when people shame people smaller, any type of size. Like, I personally don't see size. I see personality. Like, that's just my kind of way of seeing people.
Yes.
And so, really, what I've done as an influencer is try to fight against body shaming, because nobody should be shamed no matter what. Because you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. You don't know what kind of illnesses or whatever they have. And you know what? Everybody deserves to be confident in the type of body that they have.
Yeah.
And so, I'm a big advocate for mental health and going against body shaming. So
wow. Yes. That's amazing. And that's why I really love talking to you, because especially that you're going into modeling too, like you said. So when you bring those kinds of aspects into modeling, that's amazing, because it really opens the doors for young kids who are watching and saying, oh wow, I don't have to be this weight, or I don't have to look a certain way. And I just really do love that. I really find that amazing. And yes, and when I go into your TikTok, I realize that like people have said things to you that for some people, like that really breaks them down. And I wanted to ask you, like there was a little I think it was a filter, and you had like rated what people have said to you in your hometown, and like you didn't let it bother you. So I wanted to ask you, do you have any advice about how to like push past those things?
the way that I look at it and what I hope everybody else looks at it as is those people don't understand what goes through your head. Those people don't see what's happening behind the scenes. So they have no say-so in any aspect of your life because it's none of their business. And you're the only one who knows everything.
Yeah.
And if you know personally, this isn't true about me, so they can say what they want to, and I can prove it differently in my own head, and I can be confident with myself, it's not their problem.
Wow, yeah.
So that's basically how I've dealt with it. I used to not be able to take criticism at all. And then social media kind of started, and I was like, wow, these people really don't know me, and they can't really say anything about me.
Yes, that's amazing. And also, like you said, in social media, when you got big, what was that also like? I know, like, there's the rough part of it, but there's also, like, the great part of having people who follow you and support what you do. What was that like?
So, honestly, I didn't expect for any of it to happen. I was like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
And then started talking about my mental health on there, and I got a lot of backlash. People were like, why is she posting this? Like, this is stupid. Why is she crying on social media? And I was just like, this is awareness. And at first it bothered me because I, of course, didn't know how to take criticism. And at some point I just didn't even read the bad comments, and I started reading the good comments, and the comments where people are like, thank you for sharing this. And now the comments where people are like, you saved me and you didn't even know it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
All of the hate, I get a million hate comments and one comment talking about how I helped them. It takes away all that hate.
Wow.
And then in school, in real life, people, they criticized me. They did all this. I never got any really positive comments about it. But then again, those positive comments, they just trump everything.
Of course, yes. And you can make a whole career out of this. So, wow, yeah, like that, you don't even have to worry about anything, that any hate, it's so irrelevant. And I love that, I really do. And also, I wanted to ask you, what's your opinion on, like, social media and it being toxic? Like, how do you view that?
I do think that social media can be a very toxic outlet for people because, number one, obviously the body standards, which we're trying to overcome that, but I feel like still a lot of younger kids are looking up to these people and they're like, wow, I have to be a certain way. But we're trying to get over that.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
It's a very wide variety of different types of stuff that you can, like, obviously cancel culture or whatever, it's a big thing, and obviously a lot of people do need to be canceled for their actions, but I do think we need to start focusing on teaching people and not immediately completely bashing them. But some people do that they need to be canceled for.
Yeah. For sure, definitely. And a lot of people don't even bring up cancel culture, but that's so true. So many people are getting canceled, and that can really affect their mental health, like, significantly, and that is so true. And also, do you have any advice for anyone who wants to go into modeling, but they're a little bit scared or they're not feeling as confident? Do you have any advice for them?
I've always said, be the loud person. Be the person that nobody can forget. Be the person that constantly works for it. Because at first I was a very quiet person, and I was like, okay, like, I mean, I want to do it, but I'm not really going to do anything about it because I don't know what people will think about me. No. You have to be the loud person. You have to be the one that sticks out like a sore thumb. You have to keep pushing. Because if you don't push, they're not going to see you as a person who actually wants this. But if you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, then they're going to be like, wow, this person's persistent. Wow, we want this person. Get confident. It's very hard with confidence. I know I've had very hard times gaining confidence, but you just have to believe in yourself and what you can do.
Yeah.
And the rest of the world won't matter. You just keep pushing for yourself.
Yes, wow, that is amazing. Your advice is really wise, and it's always like so positive too. I really do love that, and that's why I really loved your TikTok, because you spoke about all of those things, and you didn't even care what anyone had to say, which is amazing and wonderful. And I lastly wanted to say, when creating a social media page, and you ever have days that you feel like overwhelmed, or it's like too much, and you're like going through a lot, is there anything that you like tell yourself, like, oh, you can do this, or any advice you give to yourself?
Really, what I tell myself is if I'm getting overwhelmed, I give myself time for myself. Like, I'm going to take some time to watch my favorite show, or do this or do that. Because with this, with any type of mental health, you can't force yourself to do anything. You can't push yourself, because then you'll just go over the edge. Because that's usually when my attacks happen. I'll push and push and push myself, and then just go off. So when you are like pushing to do this and do that and be whatever you want to be, you have to give yourself some time to heal as you're doing it, because you're killing yourself, and then you have to give yourself back some time. Awesome. Just to kind of heal out.
Yes, and I know so many people do mental health days. They take a day off of social media, they put down their phone for a little bit, and that is wonderful. That is really great, and thank you so much. And I want to say again, thank you for this wonderful interview. And if anyone out there is feeling alone, or you're feeling that you need someone to talk to, I am always DM right away on Teenage Mental Love on Instagram. And Kaleigh is amazing. You guys can check out her TikTok, her Instagram, and her modeling and everything. She's just so inspirational, and all of her advice, it's so wise, and she's so supportive of anyone and everyone. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day and you enjoyed this. And thank you so much. Bye.